mute them now. Well, hello and welcome to week 99 update. I'm here with Corney. How are you doing?
I'm doing fine, thanks. How you doing?
I'm doing good. I realized that the title may well be reading 91, but it should be 99. I have changed it. It might not update until the stream finishes.
It's indeed, the title is indeed week 91 update, but okay.
Yeah, I had a bit of an issue with trying to change the information, and I don't know I don't know whether or not it was YouTube or me, but it just didn't want to put in the right information. And welcome, Froggy gets the first medal again. Get this gal a much bigger medal
Hey,
board.
Froggy, welcome.
Welcome, welcome. Good to see you, and hope you enjoy the stream tonight. We are at week 99 update. I can't believe we're that far already. And this
right?
week we have new vestiges and a rebalanced bestiary. We have rebalanced the bestiary, making it easier to complete and added new vestiges to harvest from animals. Sounds good. Alrighty, take us in if you would, please.
Yeah, week 99's update is here. 99. We're focusing on the bestiary this weekend. We're rebalancing how you earn points and how many points each unlock takes to achieve. There will be a bit of an overview later on in the patch notes about the old points you get and the new points you get.
Okay.
Our focus has been to reduce the grind for this feature, for the bestiary feature, and make it more enjoyable for players to complete. To be honest, I just play and I kill stuff, and sure, it gives you bestiary progress, but I don't grind for bestiary unlock. I just play, and bestiary unlocks are a nice added bonus. That said, though, it is nice that they make it make the progress easier.
Yeah, this is true because not everybody, we don't all play at the same level. What I mean by that is we don't all
True.
have the same amount of time to spend on the game.
True.
So, whereas, more like yourself, you pretty much game every day, so all the points and stuff will come quicker for you than it will for me. But that's just because I don't have the same kind of time that I used to, unfortunately.
This is true.
So yeah, I like that. That sounds good.
So we have also added new animal trophies, with all creatures now having their own craftable version. Alongside this, we have made vestiges as a harvestable item from any kill. So instead of an animal head, now you get a vestige.
Ooh, okay.
So let's jump in and let's have a read, shall we?
Yes, please.
So we have some notable improvements here. Buildings now will burn and melt when they're placed in the lava. Like thatch and wood will be destroyed right away. Stone, concrete, glass, aluminum, and brick will slowly burn and be destroyed. Scoria brick, though, and the scoria, they will be unaffected by this. So there's a use for scoria building pieces in Prometheus.
Mm-hmm.
Sure, they don't have the same weather resistance as concrete. However, you can place them in lava, and they don't burn from the lava. So especially tunneling through caves, through tunnels actually,
Mm-hmm.
going through the lava, scoria is the way to go.
I would assume that's because scoria comes from the lava.
Obsidian does as well, but obsidian is not mentioned here as not being affected.
Yeah,
Also
because
not
scoria's
being
from the lava
affected
zone,
though.
isn't it?
Yeah, but scoria and obsidian both.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. I'm actually thinking, now you can't use obsidian for building pieces. Scoria and scoria brick. No obsidian. Shaped obsidian is used for your armor and for tools,
Yeah.
weapons, not for building.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right. We added stats display to blueprint unlock tooltips for the building pieces. So I assume it'll now tell you like, hey, but then it was there already. Like this unlocks these building pieces. Stats display. I'd have to check. We'll do during subsequent gameplay, and I'll check the blueprints
Okay.
if I don't forget. We've added a minimum distance culling for fur shader. Brown bear armor fur strands now should no longer obstruct the vision when using a hunting rifle.
Yeah, you did
Uh,
mention that.
I thought last week's patch notes also already mentioned they fixed this.
I I
You
wasn't able
weren't
to do
in last
no.
week. Let me have a look at last week's fixes quickly.
Unfortunately, I didn't have any power, so I couldn't be there for the patch notes.
Fix bear armor fur sometimes being visible in first person perspective, and fix fur for third person arms still being visible in first person perspective from
Oh,
last week's
okay.
patch notes. So yeah, apparently it still needed a bit more work.
Okay.
Tuskers. Tuskers can now use the wooden cart and the cargo saddle. Nice. They had a riding saddle, but you could not use the pack saddle, and you could not use the wooden cart for them. Now you
Cool.
can. Tuskers basically introduced last week. They are slower than the buffalo, but can carry more. And they have two different types of attack.
Good. That sounds
Eh,
great.
The
Yeah.
the
They can
horses
actually
have
defend
an attack if
themselves.
you ride them. Well, if you ride a horse, you can attack your enemy with your mount. With a Tusker, you can as well.
Good. Good, good, good.
We've tested it last week. Check my gameplay footage on Twitch,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, you can definitely you have the charge attack.
Mm-hmm.
You have to aim it proper though, and you have the like normal hit it with the tusks attack.
Okay.
Mammoths have been renamed. The ones with wool are now called woolly mammoths. This is for the Arctic and I assume also the desert mammoths from Styx.
Mm-hmm.
The ones without wool, I assume these are the ones in
The swamp.
Prometheus. They are
Yeah.
called the Columbian mammoths for differentiation.
Cool. Okay. Yeah, because the ones in the swamp look really quite different, don't they?
Yeah.
They've just got a Mohican.
Well, they don't have the long fur like the ones in Styx.
No.
Also, the swamp vapor condenser event, they fixed the second wave. I have to admit I haven't done a vapor condenser in the swamp yet, but apparently the second wave consisted of striders, and they don't attack.
Ah.
So they swap them out for Komodos now. So at least
Okay.
there's something attacking you.
Okay. The vapor condenser, is that the same as
geyser.
the geyser? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Alrighty,
So,
and this image looks really, really cool with all these animals on it.
no, right. Bottom left we have, I think it's a Deadwing.
Yeah, okay.
Then the one above it, I have no idea. The one above the player,
No
I don't
idea.
know. Then we have something I don't recognize. Might be the brood mother. Also looking at the
Could,
size of the thing.
well, yeah, that would make sense. Okay. What's the little yellow one next to that at the top?
Needler.
That's the needler. Okay.
Yeah.
And
With next
then
to it the Drak.
and underneath that the Anubis.
Ubis.
The Anubis. Oh my goodness
No.
me. Can you tell it's
U
Friday?
UBIS.
Friday. Yeah. Ubis.
Ubis.
And then we
Next to the
have
Ubis we have the Unihorn, the Equix.
oh yeah. And above that the pronghorn.
It's the Prometheus Shemi. These are all Prometheus ones.
That's a chamois. Chamois don't have horns.
This is the Prometheus variant of the Shemi. Not sure what they're called, but
I thought that was a
these are
pronghorn.
Prometheus. No, I don't think so. These are all
Oh, it does say
so far
all
as all Prometheus.
animals.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I don't know.
Okay.
We'd have to see.
The
Next to
to
it you
that
have the
the
slug.
Yeah.
Lizard.
Yeah, and then you've got another needler on top and a bear on the
Yeah, I don't know
bottom.
what the one underneath the visit is though.
There's one underneath the visit.
Yeah, open the image in a new tab and it's bigger, so you can see
How
it a
do I
bit
do
better.
that?
Right mouse button on the image and then open a new tab.
Okay, let's have a look at. Hmm.
So I don't know what it is.
What? Maybe that must be an animal we haven't met yet because I don't recognize that either. It almost looks like it's got a beak.
Yeah, but I don't know. Not sure it is a beak though.
No.
I don't
Okay.
know.
But
Whatever.
anyway, next to that top, we've got another needler, and then under that, we've got a bear.
Yeah, Moa next to the needler.
And then underneath that, we have a large deer.
Yeah, next
And
to
we've
the
got
deer is the zebra.
And above
Above the
that, we've got,
zebra is 2 times the Komodo.
yeah. And then we've got the red back and the blue back on
Not
the
sure what is
bottom.
above the redback though. This is an orangey
Oh, that's
thingy.
the strider.
You can barely know. So you have the 2 Komodos.
Are you
And to the
sure?
right of it is a little thingy. You just see this little orange line above the head of the Komodo.
Yeah, but is that not like a strider?
Now the
Or is it a
strider is the one
strider?
to the right of the orange one. Look at the mount plates on the trophies.
Okay. So what's the one that has a snail-looking head with the antenna
That's
and
the
the shell?
strider. That's the strider.
Yeah, I thought that's what
But
that was.
between the strider and the moa are 3 trophies.
Because
You can
we've got two Komodos, and
and then
then
something else.
yeah, I thought that was a strider. Looks
No,
like a strider.
that's the fourth one. The
Hmm.
fourth one to the right of the
I
moa.
can't see the fourth one well enough to know what it is at all.
Yeah. Anyway.
Actually, I've just noticed we've got a jaguar head next to the zebra, in between the zebra and the redback.
Yeah, you're right. I missed that one. Yeah. New creatures, maybe Froggy. The orange one next to the strider, I don't recognize. And the one below the visit, I don't recognize. And the big one next to the prospector.
Yeah, this really big one here in the middle, that has to be a boss. And when you think about it, right, that's pretty much the size of a mammoth head. Oh, is that what?
Lava hunter,
No,
not brother, mother, but lava hunter. Might be
no, what was that thing that I killed that was in the desert?
in the desert.
Not the desert, the lava zone.
The dino-ish thingy,
The one
the
that
boulder.
grows. No, the. Remember when we were in the cave, right?
Yes, the rock dog.
Not the rock dog, the other one, the one that glowed fire when I
Yeah,
shot at it.
that's the rock dog.
Was something else.
Stone jaw. Sorry.
Stone jaw.
Stone jaw, yeah.
That's what I'm thinking of.
That's the blue
But
one with the long head. That is the slug, actually.
yeah, that's the visit. That's what they look like when they stand up on their tails.
Yeah, the big one definitely is no stone jaw.
No, that's
I don't
not a
see
stone
jaw
jaw.
there. The one
Oh,
next to the Equix might
might
be
be a
the
stone jaw.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just thinking of it that. No, this big one has to be a boss, or at least the size of a boss.
It's big trophy, so it's going to be a big, big animal.
Yeah, well, look how
Anyway.
big the mammoth trophy is compared to the animal itself. It's huge.
Yep. But yeah, let's continue with the patch notes, shall we?
Let's please.
So this week, Bestiary balance. We have given the Bestiary a balance pass this week, aiming it to make it less grindy for players and more enjoyable to complete. Now this has been done by doubling the points, if not more, that are gained in the Bestiary, and balancing the point requirements by reducing the total points required for the Bestiary unlocks where necessary. And here below is a table where you can see the rebalanced points you'll gain. Like first, initially you only got 1 point for a kill of an animal, now you get 3. Initially you got 1 point for skinning it, now you get 2. Skin with a trophy knife, the taxidermy knife. First 2 points, now it's 4. Skinning on a bench was 2, is now 4. Be killed by an animal, it was 2 points, now it is 4. Killing the boss though, initially you got 3 points, which isn't a whole lot, especially it's freaking a boss.
Yeah, considering
Now you get 40 points.
That's more like it. Considering just how much it takes to kill a boss, any boss, that you're
Exactly.
new to, and you don't, like throughout the game, you get used to how the bosses work and what's best to use with them. But to only get 3 points for that was just ridiculously low.
Yeah. It's
So
big. That's what she said, says Froggy.
yeah.
Yeah. She did. But yeah, killing the bosses now gives you a ton more points.
That's
I mean,
way better, way better.
if you kill a boss, you get 3 points. You want to go for a 2,000 point unlock. That's like what 700 kills, almost.
Yeah, that's a bit much.
Exactly. Now
I
with
mean,
40
you
points, you
should.
still need to kill it 50 times to get a 2k unlock.
Well, yeah,
But
but
50 is better than 700.
yeah, exact. Oh, yeah, way better. I mean, the thing is, when you're up against a boss, the rewards should be um, what's the word they used when
They should be
scaled?
on par with the
Yeah,
amount of effort it takes to kill
yeah.
such a boss.
I mean, in the same ways they make the animals harder depending on how many people are in the
Yeah,
game, right? So they scale the difficulty to the players.
yeah,
They also need to scale the rewards for the bosses
and that's what
to
they did.
meet with the bosses, and that's
Yeah,
exactly what they did, which is
I mean,
great.
kill 700 Scorpion Kings. That's gonna be a
Oh,
task. Kill 50 is
well,
doable.
considering the fact that when we went out and we used explosive rounds, we killed it within 7 shots. That's doable easily.
Still 700?
Yeah, it's a grind for the explosive rounds, isn't it?
Exactly. Anyway,
But it would be a hell of a lot more fun.
yeah. Trophy crafting got doubled from 2 to 4 points. Scanning an animal. This is done by the animal scanner, which is a Prometheus unlock in the workshop. Prometheus unlock as in you need to have Prometheus in order to be able to unlock the thing. You don't need
Yeah.
the red exotics, but it came with Prometheus update.
Hmm.
Scanning got doubled from 3 to 6 points. Still not sure what the point of scanning an animal is. I believe if you scan an animal, that particular animal, one single one, is then easier to kill or something like that to that effect.
I think
But
you also find out what its weaknesses are.
not by scanning, there's an Bestiary unlock.
Oh, okay. I'd have
Anyway,
expected that information from a scan, though, wouldn't you? Otherwise, what's the point in scanning it?
I know. That's what I'm saying. I'm not sure what the point is for scanning. But yeah.
Hmm. Okay.
And killing the epic variant of an animal got tripled from 2 to 6 points. Epic variant, is that like
Would
the
that
mini boss variant? The
uh
named animals? Or the
um
simple quest kill an animal? That is definitely an epic variant.
God, I don't know.
Uh,
Not sure on that one.
if you have the simple quest kill the crazed animal, that is an epic variant.
Oh, okay. Well, that makes sense then.
So let's have another look at the wall of trophies, shall we? This time without the prospector in front. So we had this big ass which we didn't know what it was. To the left of it, we see, I think that is the lava broodling. The one where where I said I don't know what it is.
Oh, the one on the left of the big, huge one.
Yeah, yeah. I think it's the lava broodling.
Yeah, that would make sense. They've got 4 legs.
To the left of it is the chamois, either the normal or the pronghorn variant. I don't know.
Then we've
Then
got
we
the
have the
buffalo.
buffalo, and then we have what looks like the land
Sandworm
shark.
boss.
Sandworm or the land shark?
Oh no, they did say no
Look at the
land
colors.
shark, but yeah, I was going to say it's got purple on it. That's a land shark.
Yeah, exactly. Look at the size of the trophy.
Holy crap, that's like
That one is
3
gonna
walls
match.
high.
It is gonna exceed the size of the mammoth. This one actually 2 walls high. The back wall here is too
No,
high.
the mammoth right on the end is 2 wall is the no, sorry.
That ain't no mammoth.
The,
That's
that's the
elephant.
elephant.
Yeah.
The really big one in the middle that we don't know what is, that's 2 walls high. But the land
No,
shark,
a
that's
wall and a
3
half.
walls high.
No, a wall and a half. The land shark is 2 walls. Look at the wooden beams.
1, 2.
So the one in the middle, you see like the wooden beams have the 2 rings on the top and the bottom, near the top and the bottom. So you can see that wall is like 1.5 wall high, right?
Yeah, okay, yeah. So
So that
that's definitely
trophy
2.
is just a bit more than one wall high, just a bit. Big one on the left though is about 2
Definitely
walls
2.
high. Yeah, not
Yeah.
3 walls high, but it's gonna be
No,
2 walls high.
that would be on par with the mammoth because it's 2 walls high.
The mammoth is just over 1.
Is it? So it's the same
Yeah.
size as that one we don't know.
In my Prometheus open world, I have one above the door, and you can walk underneath it through the door.
Cool.
Mammoth one, not the big one, not the land shark one.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, I see a
Still,
trophy wall
it's
coming
sizable.
up. We've got a trophy wall coming up.
I see a trophy building coming up. So yeah.
Yeah.
Because there are a couple of very big ass ones.
Yeah. Man, they're going to be huge.
Yep.
Alrighty.
Anyway, let's continue, shall we?
Yeah. This week, creature trophies and vestiges. As of this week, every creature in Icarus will now have a trophy you can craft of it. We've made some tweaks to the system, also adding vestiges which can be collected by using the taxidermy knife. Heads have been renamed to vestiges as a result, as this offers a more generic term for this part of the animal and one more widely used amongst taxidermists. The icons in your UI, however, will still look the same. It is purely a text change.
Yep.
So instead of being X heads, you'll now get a vestige.
Exactly.
And you still need the taxidermy knife to get it.
Yeah, you still need taxidermy knife. Without taxidermy knife, no vestige.
Yeah. Well, that would make sense. And there we've got a image of the Emerald Diana on the right, the Ember Snapper above it, which we can't see on both. I'm assuming that would be like a small one and a large one. And then we've got the Sunset Trout bottom left.
Yeah, all pretty common fishes.
Yeah. Okay. Do you want to read the next part?
Hypatia Part 2, Olympus Operations. The Olympus operations are going well, and all phases of the project have moved into pure testing now, with improvement, changes, and bug fixes being the priority focus. We are also heavily testing the open world exotic respawning, and a big focus here is still balancing. This requires quite a delicate touch, so we are likely to be actively adjusting these numbers as we get more feedback in the future. Concern I voiced last week as well and earlier as well. I hope exotic respawn in open world will not devaluate exotics, as in I hope it will not become too easy to farm resources from open world.
Yeah.
Now they already kind of countered this by making so you can run every operation only once from every open world. So you can't unlimited farm exotics from one and the same operation from your open world. If you want to do the operation again, you'll have to start a new open world. So at least there is that, but still you can go to your open world and go through all the missions, especially in Olympus, where you Olympus and Styx as well, but especially Olympus because they have more limited spawns for the exotics, possible spawn locations. So you can still go through all the operations there and farm the heck out of the exotics.
Yeah.
And then and once you've done them all, then you start a new open world, and it's basically rinse and repeat. But at least you will have to start a new open world all the time, or all the time, every time
Yeah.
you have completed all the operations.
Or you just start them from space
From
station.
space station, yeah, but then you have to build a base, you have to tear up.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, you
Yeah.
can kind of work around this by you start a mission from your open world. You don't do the mission objectives, you just mine the exotics, and then you abandon the operation again. And then you can do it again.
Okay.
So yeah, there are always ways around, and I know there are even easier ways to get exotics, but let's not get into that.
Yeah, I mean, exotics should be harder to obtain because they're supposed to be really special and rare,
Exactly.
and if you make it so that you can get them infinitely, then they lose their value completely.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, we've
Uh,
done speed runs for exotics, and fair enough, the maximum number you could get from that speed run was like 64. But now that they've actually increased the number that you can get from a node, especially for the purple ones, you can, you know, 10 minutes you can be done for the
yeah,
speed run, I mean, because we've done it many times.
and yeah, and still, I mean, you can drop in any mission with the space extractor and power cell, or you
Yeah,
call it down with the
yeah,
OEE,
yeah, exactly.
OEI,
Now, if you don't have room for it in your
OEI.
inventory, you just send, you request it to come down, and that's it.
Yeah. So it's already easier to farm exotics, but
Yeah.
anyway, we were also talking about how this is gonna work, like the exotics respawning. So last week did mention the whole exotic meteor event a couple of
Mhm.
times again.
Mhm.
So have you checked what the lore says about exotics? Is it Icarus native, or isn't the origin of exotics mentioned at all? Like it's mentioned, exotics were found on Icarus, but
As you asked me this, I think before,
couple couple
and
of weeks ago, yeah.
yeah, a couple of weeks ago, and I'm pretty sure that the lore actually says that when they were trying to terraform, it went wrong as a result of the exotics, and they didn't realize that they were on the planet and found that they were actually like literally right under their feet. So that would suggest that they're native to the planet.
Well, not necessarily. It could have been as a result of meteor strike.
Could have been, yeah, yeah. But the lore states that the original prospectors had no idea why the terraforming went wrong until they then later found the exotic deep veins.
Hmm. Yeah, but it didn't state the origin of exotics. Okay.
No, not as far as I'm aware.
Okay,
Not as far as
so
I'm aware.
and meteor bringing exotics in should not contradict the lore then. Good.
Shouldn't do. Not as, yeah. We should be good on that score, I reckon.
Okay, good. So let's continue. Next week we get new backpack. Next week's update will feature a new backpack added to the orbital workshop for players to spend their hard-earned Ren and exotics on. Keep an eye out for the unique perks and benefits because they may be suited to your playstyle. I wonder which one we will be getting. There was mentioning in previous patch notes in future content about
A
healer's
medic,
backpack.
yeah.
Uh,
Hunters. No, we've already got a survival backpack. What was the other
yeah,
one?
I don't recall that the healer one I remember was mentioned.
Yeah, I
But
remember that for sure.
a healer's backpack will this suit your playstyle only if you run around reviving other prospectors.
Yeah, like you
So
when the
basically,
animals.
rescue missions.
Yeah, or
There is
you
this.
when the animals decide they want to eat me for every single meal there is.
Nah, in the Icarus Discord, there is a channel for people who are down on their prospect and they need someone to come in and revive them.
Oh, right, okay.
So if you are a person who is doing that on a regular basis, you might actually benefit from a healer backpack.
Yeah, this is very true.
Or if you play in a big group and everyone has his own task and one of them is to. But then again, everyone should be able to revive. But a dedicated reviver in a group, yeah, doesn't make much sense. But
Yeah.
such a person should be benefiting from that medic backpack the most, I would say. But we'll see. Maybe that's the backpack for next week. Maybe it is not.
Mm,
We'll have to wait a week.
okay.
The next one is an
Future.
interesting one. Yeah, the
Yeah,
batteries and the
batteries and
networks
networks.
finally. But
Yeah.
it is future.
Okay.
It's another ongoing project on the side next to the whole Hypatia.
Yeah.
It's the process of reworking the resource networks. Think power, water, and fuel. So what we're gonna get like a storage tank for biofuel, and you can lay hoses to the devices that require biofuel. So you don't have to run around. So your generators, for example.
Yeah,
So you
so
don't have to run around with biofuel cans.
in other words, they give you
Interesting.
an oil tank.
Basically, yeah. So if you don't have to run around with biofuel cans no more to fill up your generators all the time, generators will become more interesting again. They do provide quite a lot of power. Okay, they make a lot of noise, but you can put them in a shed a bit away from your base, like a special generator shed.
Yeah.
If you have a larger base, so you're not bothered by the noise.
Mm-hmm.
But if you have like one central point which you top up with biofuel all the time, and you don't have to run around with biofuel cans no more, that's going to be big.
Yeah.
I hope they're going to go that way. Like I said, biofuel generators will become a viable option again at that point. Because right now it's just too much of a hassle.
Yeah.
That's why I'm so happy with the wind turbines.
Yeah. Free energy.
Water wheels are also free energy, but they do require maintenance.
Well, yes, but
Every 2 or 2.5 hours real time, you have to like clean them out. Otherwise, they get clogged up by the spot plants.
yeah, this is true.
So you're out and about exploring or hunting or whatever, and then you come back, and then all your fish in the aquarium are dead because guess what? Water wheel's clogged up,
You run out of power.
and you run out of power. All your fishes in your aquarium died. All the rare fishes you managed to collect, yeah, no. So that's why I enjoy the wind turbine so much. But
Mm-hmm.
generators with a central fuel system, that's going to be big.
Yeah.
If they're going there, which I do hope.
Okay.
So the
Could you
goal here, yeah.
take us through the that that to keep talking, but take us through the couple of paragraphs? I'm sorry, I really need to buy a break. I'll be right back.
So the goal here is to provide a system that enables finer control for players, along with batteries for storing generated power. Batteries will make solar panels a more viable option again as well, because right now solar panels intermittent power only during the day, not during the night. Batteries acting as a buffer, so you just make a bunch of solar panels, you generate a ton of power during the day, stored in the batteries, being used during the night. Yeah, solar panels become more of a viable option as well. Now, finer control for players. I hope with this power rework you can actually like shut benches off without having to disconnect them. Or maybe make it so that if a bench is not being used, it does not consume power. Think, for example, the material processor takes what, 2500 power? You don't use it that much, or at least I don't use it. Basically, the only thing I make there is composites based. All the rest you can make in a mortar and pestle. Mortar and pestles I have all around the base. But yeah, if you hook it up, it's draining power all the time, even when you don't use it. So if you're short on power, you have to disconnect it and connect on another bench. Electric furnace taking 2500 power. Foundry is taking a ton of power and it's only being used intermittently. So if they could make it so if a bench is not active, it won't use power, that's going to be a nice big upgrade as well. Ability to see how much power are you generating and how much power is actually being used. Because now I'm just building wind turbines every time I have the resources, because I don't want to run out of power. I don't know whether I'm just barely making enough power or whether I make like twice the amount of power I need. So it would be nice if and the same with water as well. Would be nice if we could see what we are actually totally producing and what we are actually using. So you know, like what's my leeway? You don't get into unexpected surprises if you add a bench connected to power and or water. Like, oops, now the water network is overloaded. Now I have to quickly make a pump before my fish in my aquarium die. So it would be nice if we would get a possibility to actually see how much power and water are we producing and how much are we using. But yeah, this is still all in the development phase, so don't expect a working project anytime soon. But it is ongoing development and it will get more focus once all of Hypatia has been released. And we'll aim to give you updates on this in the coming weeks. So again, we'll have to wait and see.
We will indeed. And that's another image we've seen several times, but I really like that building.
Yeah, greenhouse on top.
Yeah, that must have taken us so much effort.
Yeah, I'm more of a person who builds everything on grid. I'm not that good in like building in curves and stuff.
Yeah,
But I have to admit, it does look nice. Absolutely,
yeah,
absolutely.
it sure does. So, if you like what they've been doing with Icarus and want to support their continued development, consider purchasing one of the DLCs for a few dollars. It would mean a lot to us. And there you have the Outpost bundle and the complete set, which would be everything. Olympus,
Complete
Styx,
the set,
oh,
not
complete
the
the
complete
set.
set. The
Complete the
complete set
set.
would mean like it's
Everything.
one fixed bundle, but this is complete the set, so it looks at what you already have and it will get you what you don't have yet.
Yes. Alrighty.
So now we're
Excuse
getting
me.
into the changelog. New
Yep.
contents. So added in the mission trophies and the heads for the Komodo and the Tuskar. Creature heads are now renamed to be vestiges. Say that 5 times quickly if you've had a couple of beers. Vestiges, as it allows for more use than just head-mounted trophies. Makes sense.
Yeah.
Adjusted all the trophy description text to match, so there's no discrepancy between the old and the new trophies. All the new trophies have been unlocked in the trophy bench as well. Animal heads, vestiges, are added to the loot tables so they can be acquired with taxidermy knife.
Mm-hmm.
Trophies have been rebalanced so they require refined wood rather than sticks and basic wood. Makes sense.
More use for refined wood.
Exactly. Rebalance the trophy crafting times, so smaller trophies take shorter time and larger ones takes longer.
That makes
Again,
sense.
makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
Double the points gained from all activities that contribute to the bestiary making progress twice as fast. Double and sometimes more. We have seen the table above.
Yeah. Yeah. Where the last one was tripled and the boss
Boss ones
kills
is
were just exponentially scaled up.
yep. Further increased bestiary points granted by killing bosses, 6.6 times the increased value. This
Yeah.
is to reward players more for killing the boss rather than dying to the boss. Now it requires 10 deaths to equal a kill. If you grind for bestiary progress and killing a boss gives you the same amount of points as being killed by the boss, you just run up to it and have yourself killed by it, you respawn, run back, have yourself killed by it, respawn,
Yeah.
etc. Rinse and
In
repeat.
full knowledge that it's way easier to get killed the second, third, fourth X time than it is the first time because you've got very little health and everything's in your overflow bag.
You better run up without any equipment.
Yeah.
The first time already.
Yeah. Just, you know,
So
don't have anything, no
you don't
weapons, no
yeah.
armor, no nothing, just run in and get killed.
So you don't run the risk of having your equipment near the boss, and then at some point you will have to kill the boss in order to get your equipment.
Mm-hmm.
Now it requires 10 deaths to equal 1 kill. So yeah, killing it becomes more viable from a bestiary progress point of view. From a
Yeah.
gameplay point of view, yeah, I'm definitely gonna go for killing it, not being killed by.
Yeah.
But that's me.
Unless of course you're a land shark and you really want to go for breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Land sharks, once you have guns, land sharks aren't that hard anymore.
Was it a land shark or was it a sand boss worm? Sandworm boss.
Sandworm is harder to kill than a land shark.
Yeah, but there was once where you got killed and then you couldn't get anywhere near your loot bag to try
There
and
was a
get your
double land
stuff.
shark.
That was it.
Double land shark. But there was before I learned how to handle a land shark. So basically, if it pops up, it's gonna spit at you 3 or 4 times. Then it dives under, and it does a couple of them attacks where it like jumps out of the ground and back in.
Yeah.
And then it pops up and spits at you a couple of times, and it dives down. So basically, what you need to do is you need to kill it before it dives down.
Okay.
Because as long as it's still spitting at you, it's stationary at one point, right?
Yeah.
And you can stay stationary yourself as well.
Yeah.
If you manage to kill it before it dives under, which isn't too hard, like I said, once you have a gun, you can basically stay at the same place and kill everything coming at you. As soon as the thing dives under, and for example, the teenage worm pops up, you have to
Mm-hmm.
stand still to kill the teenage worm. You have to aim. But if you stand still, you run an increased risk of being hit by the land shark if it pops up.
Yeah, this is true.
So try to kill the land shark before it goes down. Especially if you have multiple land sharks at the same time. 2 is going to be hard. 3 is going to be very hard. Because
Yeah.
you want to stand still so you can wait for it to spit, so it has its mouth open, so you can do more damage. But if in the meantime another one is already doing the dive attacks, then yeah, you can't stand still. You have to keep moving. So it becomes increasingly harder. Basically,
Yeah.
just kill it. It pops up. It roars at you first. You can already get 2 shots in. Then it spits at you. You get a 3rd shot in. Sure, it's going to hit you with a spit, but so be it. It's going to spit at you again. Then you get your 4th shot in,
Yeah.
and it'll die. If you aim proper in the open mouth, 4 shots, it's gone.
Yeah.
So it only spits at you twice, and that's it. By the
you
way, the spit from the land shark does not have any adverse effect if you are carrying a shield on your back. No problem there.
Okay, well that's good to know.
Also, this spit is not a normal poison, so green pills don't help. I already tested it out extensively.
Oh, okay, because I was going to say, well, if you've teched up to get a weapon, then you can take the pills.
Not gonna help.
Do we have any? Oh, what am I looking for?
Well, if you wanna,
You know,
if
like
you
you
wanna
can
kill
make
a land
these.
shark, no problem. I have thumpers all around in my open world.
Yeah, no, that's not where I was going. I was going to the point of is there not some kind of tonic or something that you can take that would reduce the effects of it? Because we've got the new
You
tonics and
can do
stuff,
the
haven't we?
health tonic and the stamina tonic.
Yeah. Okay.
Take one of each. But basically, I've done it on Prometheus hard mode, fighting 5 land sharks in 1 thumper. No problem. Just kill them.
You make it sound so easy.
It is that easy. It ain't harder than that. You just kill them. And if you manage to kill them with the first 4 shots, you won't get multiple land sharks at the same time anyway. So.
Well, yeah, this is true. You know, I mean, exploding shells.
Or just a normal hunting rifle bullets. They're fine as well. So you could even do it with a bolt action rifle, although bolt action would mean you will be spit at 3 times because you can't shoot fast enough to get 2 rounds in when it roars at you.
And also knowing that when you're reloading, you run half as fast.
Yeah, basically, so when it pops up and it does the initial roar, you get 2 shots in, and then it's gonna spit. You get the 3rd shot in, and then you can already start reloading. And then it spits at you again. You get the 4th shot in, and you reload the last 2 bullets. Easy as pie. Trust me, I've done quite a few thumpers on my Prometheus hard mode open world.
Okay.
Like that, I learned how to how to handle land sharks. Now they are not that scary no more. If you have the proper equipment.
Yeah.
If I would miss it somehow and I would get killed and I have to run back with a bow and arrow, then it is gonna be hard. True.
Yeah. Yeah.
Still, meh. Anyway, let's continue, shall we?
The increased Alpha Wolf boss requirements by 50%, as it was an outlier for the boss requirements.
Alpha Wolf is considered a boss, apparently. Requirement
Well,
by
yeah, it
requirements. So
is.
bestiary requirements. The unlocks the unlock points needed have been increased by 50%. Okay,
Yeah,
sure.
well, it's one of the earliest wolf bosses that we had, if you remember.
Yeah, but
Um,
an alpha wolf. Yeah.
if I see another montage video coming up because we've got new bosses and things. So yeah, sounds good. Tweaked many creature bestiary point requirements to bring creature requirements closer to each other. Details below. They've taken the cave worm bestiary point requirement down by 45%. Reduced teenage cave worm bestiary point requirement by 55%. The Snow Striker and Arid Striker bestiary points are down by 55 and 60% respectively.
Snow Stalker and Arid Striker. I'd have to check. I have to go out and find these animals to see if they're indeed differently named Stalker versus Striker. I thought it was Snow Stalker is correct, but I'm not sure about the Arid one. Is it an Arid Striker or an Arid Stalker? I'd have to check.
Yeah, good point. I don't look at my bestiary. It just like I pay attention if I unlock something, and I'm like, oh, I've never killed that before. But you know,
And if you unlock the first level and the second level, you do unlock lore for the animals as well. And then you, I believe, like the third or the fourth unlock is where you can see like what's their weak points and their strengths and weaknesses. Like this is susceptible to fire or to ice, or
yeah, like
those are
with
all levels in your unlock.
yeah, like when we killed the scorpion boss, it was up until the point that we got exploding rounds, it was fire all the way.
Yeah, yeah.
And it would die way quicker than it used to, but nowhere near as quick as if you just, put half a dozen explosive rounds into it instead.
Yeah.
I mean, that was so
And
quick.
also depends on are you playing something on easy, normal, or hard mode. There's
Well,
one difference
yeah,
as well.
yeah. Okay. They reduced Ash and Drake bestiary requirement by 40%. They increased the Tyrannus bestiary requirement by 30%. Reduced many passive creature bestiary requirements by 10 to 20%. Exceptions are listed below. We have the increased Drifter bestiary requirement to 60%.
By 60%. Yeah.
Oh wait, what's the Drifter?
The flying things.
Oh right, okay.
The ones who drop the bombs.
Oh yeah, the flying jellyfish.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. They reduced the blue and red back bestiary point requirements by 40%. They reduced swamp roach requirement by 50%. And the pygmy lop requirement by 60%. That's quite big.
Yeah.
But they are pretty easy to get.
Yeah, they're so easy to get, you usually ignore them.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, like, just chase after them with a knife. It doesn't matter what kind of knife, as long as you've got a knife,
Yeah. And you can do it with your fist.
Well, yeah, that's more fun.
Remember how I bludgeoned a rabbit to death with a torch?
Yes. Pre-roasted bunny.
Yeah. It took a while because you don't do that much damage with a torch, but hey, at the end, I did manage to kill it.
Yeah.
Half the forest was on fire, but hey, who cares? The rabbit was dead.
Yeah, well, don't forget, there's one of those in the early Triple F videos. Pre-cooked bunny, I think it was labeled in the video as the video clip. Moving swiftly on, we have increased bestiary kill points by 1 to a total of 3 compared to last patch's 1 point per kill. Okay. Added support for wooden cart and cargo saddle to Tusker, renamed the items, increased the size of the Tusker's head blocker.
Head blocker, not sure. It could be like the collision box for the head. Like early day of the Buffalo, it couldn't fit through a single door. You had to have a double door. Otherwise, you couldn't fit
Yes.
an adult Buffalo through.
Mm-hmm.
Nowadays, you can actually, but that's why I still build pens with a double door.
Yeah.
It might be that the Tusker now, with the increased head blocker, cannot go through a single door anymore. I don't know. Have to test. So we will test this on Styx. No worries.
Okay. Fixing teenage caveworm loot, so there's 25% chance to drop a caveworm vestige.
25. So you should kill at least 4 to get
Get
one.
one.
Probably more, depending on RNG, obviously.
Yeah, and you should get at least one for 16, assuming that you only get one out of 4.
So in 16, you should get like on average 4.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, on average,
yeah.
we have been on the worst end of RNG before.
Oh,
I'm just
many
saying, like,
times.
40
Many
plus
times.
about to get a couple of fatty T-bone steaks.
Yeah, yeah. I do believe the second half of that particular mission, I ended up putting a counter onto the website, onto the stream, because it was getting ridiculous.
Yeah.
Okay, fixing the zebra incorrectly giving the boar vestige when skinning. Oops.
Oops. Yep.
Does that mean in order to get the zebra one, you've got to go and kill a boar?
No, both gave a boar apparently on experimental.
Oh dear. Whoops.
Yeah, that's gonna be hard to get a zebra trophy if you can't get a vestige. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. They added missing snow rabbit vestige item icon, and they fixed the trophy name.
Yeah, the icon is looking funny though.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay. Hold on to that.
We'll kill a snow rabbit when we go out for a Tusker.
Yeah.
No worries.
Okay. Okay. Fix the pygmy lop and tusker vestige reward items for harvesting with a taxidermy knife. Okay. Fixing desert mammoth trophy name to make it discernible from the
I don't know, maybe the
swamp
original
one.
was still mammoth trophy or so. No, well, no, Colombian mammoth one.
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe it was just mammoth instead of Colombian mammoth.
Yeah.
If you look 4 bullet points below, they renamed the desert mammoth to the Colombian and the mammoth to the woolly mammoth.
Yes.
Desert mammoth to Colombian, right?
Uh,
So Styx and
I
Olympus
didn't.
Desert had different mammoths than Arctic, but it
I
did look the same.
did we have desert mammoths?
Yeah. Yeah, I thought so.
No, we have elephants
Huh?
in the desert.
Elephant,
We have
yeah, but I thought,
mammoths were in the Arctic.
I don't know. We'll have to have a look at some point. At some point next week or so, I'll run through the desert in Styx and have a look for mammoths there.
But that's kind of contradictory because we have Arctic mammoths, which are now the woolly mammoths.
Mm-hmm.
And
With the long hair.
the only other mammoths I've ever seen have been in the swamp in Prometheus, and they were called a desert mammoth.
No, it's not desert. It's a swamp.
Exactly.
Maybe they made a typo here and put desert mammoth instead of swamp mammoth. I don't know. But like I
I've
said,
I've
I'll at some
never
point
seen never
run
seen a
through the desert in Styx to see if I can find any mammoths.
yeah, I've never seen a mammoth in the desert. I've seen
And I,
elephants in the desert, yes, but
I
no.
seem to recall having seen a mammoth in the desert, but been a while since I played. Basically, I only started playing Styx again after they added operations. Then I started like building out my base in my Styx open world again. I hadn't played Styx ever since Prometheus came out. But yeah. Anyway, let's continue. Visages now stacked to 5. This is big.
Yeah,
As in, it did clean up my trophy bench a lot.
yeah. Well, the other thing is that when you're out actually trying to get them, like there's a stockpile mission where you've got to get like bear heads and deer heads, etc., etc. And we ended up having to divvy the animals between us because
Yep.
they only had one.
So trophies still don't stack.
No, but the
The
vestiges do.
Visages do.
Well, they never used to.
Exactly. So yeah, you were filling up your trophy bench quite quickly with all the animal heads, which are now called vestiges.
Yeah, exactly.
At least now they stack. I'm happy because now I had quite a bit of room in my trophy bench again. Yay!
Good.
Anyway, let's continue.
Fixed wolf being called conifer wolf and fixing its vestige item icon.
Yeah, you have the conifer wolf for the forest and the normal wolf, so to say, grasslands, Prometheus, and you have the snow wolves in Arctic. But they were always like, sometimes called conifer wolves, sometimes just wolf.
I always thought it was just plain wolf in Olympus, and then when we moved to Styx, it was the wolf in the meadowlands, and it was the conifer wolf in the grasslands.
Grasslands is something from Prometheus. Styx has
No,
forest.
the Great River, the Great
Yeah.
River. When you've got all
Yeah,
that.
but conifer wolf was already in the original Olympus map.
I thought they were just not like normal wolves.
Whatever. Well, we'll have to have a look.
But I thought the difference
Maybe now they
between
are all called wolf.
well, I thought
The name conifer wolf has been in the game for a while already. Hey, Michael, welcome.
Hey, Michael, welcome, welcome. Good to see you. Thanks for your support. I always believed that the wolf was in Olympus, the conifer wolf was in Styx.
Not really too important.
Hmm.
So, added missing text for the item descriptions for the antelope trophy. Good.
Thank
Well,
you.
rename of the mammoth we already talked about.
Mm-hmm.
Fixed terrain is not hiding the fur when skinning, so now you can see its skin state. There's one of the issues with the Tyrannus fixed. I have not checked whether or not, and it's not mentioned here either, aggro stand. If an Tyrannus aggroes on you, you don't get no aggro stand.
I thought that was fixed 2 weeks ago.
Yesterday, we again noticed no
Yeah.
aggro stand when you get attacked by a Tyrannus.
Yes. Completely
So,
silent. You just you get snuck up on.
yeah.
But I thought that was mentioned a couple of weeks ago.
No, it has not been mentioned in patch notes at all.
Okay.
As far as I know, I have put an feature of
No,
photos
I
in
thought
place for this.
they'd
But
mentioned something about the Tyrannus not having an aggro state. I thought they'd fixed that a couple of weeks ago.
no, wasn't
Okay.
in the patch notes.
Okay. And finally,
And
for this part,
fix making the K-Form head trophies did not award any bestiary progress. That has been fixed now.
Good.
Good.
All right, and
Now go to the fixes. Interesting one. Added ability to add alterations directly to crafting outputs. Not sure what to think about this. Well, like, what do they mean? If I craft, so cloth armor has nowadays the possibility for alterations, right? So if you craft a piece of cloth armor, can you during the craft already say, hey, I want this alteration? Or if you craft a leather armor piece in the textiles bench, can you then already say, hey, I want to add this alteration? That's what the alteration bench is for, right?
oh, maybe. Well, my brain takes me somewhere else for that, right? It's like adding the ability to add directly to the crafting output. So if you make a piece of cloth armor, right? As soon as it's made, it will tell you what alterations you can make to it, whereupon you then take it to the alterations bench and do it. Because
The
when you
ability to add alterations, not info about possible alterations.
No, what I mean by that is when we craft a piece of armor right now, right, we're not told anything about alterations regarding that piece of armor. Right, we
True.
don't get shown any slots, we don't get told what they can do or what alterations can be made to that specific piece of armor. And as much as that's coming over in as info, if you have that information upon the crafting output of the piece, then you can then
That's where you have your alteration bench for, where you can filter the different tools and items and stuff to get info on which alterations you can add and what the effect of the alterations is.
yeah, but when you're at the alterations bench, you pick an effect and it tells you what you can apply it to.
Yeah.
You don't have any of that information when you craft it.
Yes, so what? You can see this information in the alteration bench. On the left, you select helmet, and then it
But
tells you which alterations you can craft for the helmet.
yeah, but how would it be if you knew what alterations you could put on it before you get to the alterations bench?
Then you first check the alteration bench before you craft your armor piece. You're gonna craft the armor piece either way.
But you're not going to have an alterations bench when you craft a piece of cloth armor. Howdy, Moshbo. How are you doing?
Hey,
Welcome,
Mosbo,
welcome.
welcome. You could craft a cloth armor after you build an alteration bench, no problem there. But you need a cloth armor piece, so you're gonna craft it whether or not you can directly see a whole list of all the possible alterations.
No, but then if you craft a cloth chest piece because you're new to the game, and as much as it gives you that much protection right now, if you knew that you could put one slot in a chest piece and it could give you extra protection against melee damage, for example, then you have at that point a reason to create the alterations bench. Because when you originally craft a cloth helmet, it doesn't even tell you you can alter it.
No, true, but I don't think. Plus, it's gonna give you a ton of info, which is useless for you at that point because you don't have the alteration bench yet. If you have the alteration bench, you know you can alter items. So
Yeah,
I
but
don't know. I'll have to check in game to see if I can figure out what they exactly mean with this line.
yeah, that ends up being quite an interesting one for me, actually.
Hmm.
Okay,
Anyway,
low tier building pieces burn when placed in lava. Well, that was mentioned above as a new item.
well, it was actually mentioned in the text, if I'm not mistaken, wasn't it?
Oh yes, it was in
Yeah,
the text above.
notable improvements. So it was not in the new content; it was in the text.
Yeah. Okay. Remove leaves from the bottom of depth res small wood. Okay.
Resource, deploy resource. Wood stack?
Small wood.
Rest for
Yeah,
resource?
could be. Could be.
So it did
Oh,
have this
yeah, because,
leaves on the bottom
yeah.
of the. So I have to make
Well, that's that.
easy to test. Make a pile of wood and see whether or not the leaves are still there.
Yeah, wood pile. Yeah, because if I remember correctly, when the wood piles were made originally, they didn't have any leaves underneath them, and then they added them,
I
and
didn't
now
have
they're
them from the
taking them
get-go. I don't
away.
know. No, I thought I had them from the get-go, but I could be
No,
mistaken.
no. I remember them just being blocks of wood, and then they added the leaves, which meant you could tell where level, when you're stacking them,
Hmm.
you could
Yeah,
tell
as
how
a
many you
separation.
had
Yeah.
because it provided, yeah, that separation level, and now they're removing them again.
Okay. Oh well. Like I said, I'll just have to craft a pile of wood and see.
Okay.
Add a stats display to Blueprint Talent unlock pop-ups, where the talent is a group of building types. So, like, hey, this blueprint unlocks walls and floors and roofs, and this one unlocks the half pieces, the beams, etc., etc. I
Yeah.
reckon.
Yeah, that would make sense. Yes. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, next one is interesting. Updated the encroachment mission operation to no longer use a quest flag for completion and instead do nothing.
Oh.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So no longer use a quest flag for completion, but instead nothing. Okay. Can you
Yeah.
still complete this mission though? Yeah.
My first question is, can we actually complete the sentence before we complete the mission?
Well, if they instead use nothing, I'm not sure you can still complete the mission.
Well, instead we do what?
No,
Kill
instead not.
an elephant?
No, instead nothing. There is no completion anymore. I don't know.
Yeah.
I found this
Yeah. This is a game. It's
was
now
funny.
turned into a game of fill in the blanks.
Yeah.
Okay, Peeps from the chat.
Anyway, well,
Fill in the blanks. What did they do instead?
let's see. Further increase the long load detection timer. Is still returning false positives. Use a quest. Hey, or is this user quest variable? Should it be one line above?
Yeah, I was just going to say, because when I do this, it usually highlights the sentence and it's only coming up with half of it. So I think and instead use a quest variable.
Yeah, it says use quest variable instead of quest flag. Makes sense, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Froggy says, kill the elephant with your fists.
Yeah, been there,
Yeah,
done that.
yeah,
Always fun to watch indeed,
yeah,
Michael.
absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
been there, done that, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, further increase the long load detection timer is still returning false positives.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thanks for your info. Fix swamp vapor condenser event second wave. Strides don't attack. They swept onto Komodos. Talked about above.
Yeah.
This one talked about above as well. Added minimum distance cutting to first shader.
Mm-hmm.
Brown bear armor first rounds should no longer obstruct vision when using hunting rifle. Again,
Yeah.
further increased long load detection time is still returning false positives. I know, Froggy. You don't need no weapons and arrows. Just use your fists. Those are all the
Yeah.
weapons one need.
Yeah.
Uh,
The good thing
Fixing.
about that is that when you actually get used to doing that, it means when you start a brand new character, you know you don't actually need to pick anything up because you've got your weapons right there.
Yep. You don't necessarily instantly die as soon as you get attacked by a bear.
Yeah,
Simple.
yeah, exactly.
And
This
fix the
next one.
issue where frozen movement logging would be fired off for players on the server other than the local player. Players on the server would, in my opinion, point towards dedicated server. However, other than the local player, that would, for me, point towards peer-to-peer session.
Yeah.
Uh, it's frozen movement logging. Let's assume it increases gameplay.
Okay. And now we come to the best bit, the future
So,
content.
added in initial functionality for the tier 2 purifier. Oxidizer Master, you can input water skins and charcoal, and it will fill water containers within it. So, like the Raincatcher, now we get a tier 2 purifier. Works with charcoal, where you can input water skins. Hopefully you will also be able to input the canteen. Otherwise you have to somehow fill your canteen from water skins. No.
But then if you've got a canteen, why would you need a tier 2 purifier?
This is so you can drink safely from open water. So you don't get a bug no more.
Yeah. So instead of drinking directly
Yep.
from the water, you're pumping it through a purifier into a vessel.
Yeah. So you
Okay.
basically you have the tier 1, which is a straw, which you make from stick. This is a tier 2, and a bit further down below there's also talk about a tier 4 water purifier.
Okay.
At which point, and yeah, then that one will be very handy actually, especially the tier 4 one, in the desert.
Yeah.
Cause no rain, no hail, no snow, no nothing in the desert. So Raincatcher, tough luck mate, not gonna work.
Yeah.
With a tier 4 one, at least you don't need no biofuel or whatever, or charcoal, or it should work on electricity, it being a tier 4 one.
Yeah. Froggy says, no more of the running upset tummy bug. Absolutely.
Exactly. The purifier, they removed the unused processor inventory slots. Well, we haven't seen it with slots yet, but yeah, if they're not used, then why put them in, right? Let's see, T1 purifier, ice tier kits, mesh, more brutalist decoration items, fixing rustic deployables so you can sit on the chairs and couches as intended. That would be nice. Fixed metal deployables so you can sit on the chairs, couches, and interact with the ones that include storage. So what? We're gonna get metal furniture as well. Interesting. That's new.
So does that mean that you can actually sit 2 people on a couch or 3 people on a couch, depending on the size of it?
I don't know.
Because it says as intended. So, you know, if you've got a
So
love
you can
seat for
sit
3
on
people,
it. Well,
you
you
should be.
remember where you initially couldn't even sit on couches.
Yeah. You could only
So
sit
one
in
could,
you could only sit in a single seat. So,
yeah,
you know, if you'd a group of 6 or 7 players, you had to have 6 or 7 separate seats.
yeah. So you could also say the couches were intended to be able to sit on 1, 2, 3, whatever. Even
Yeah.
one being able to sit on a couch would already fulfill this intention to be able to sit on.
Yeah, but if you've got a couch that seats 2 people, then it's intended that 2 people would sit on it.
It's intended that you will be able to sit on it.
Yeah.
So yeah, well, the fact that you can sit on couches, that's already nice.
Froggy says, I keep hearing shit, not sit.
Yeah, there's my accent. Sorry about that.
Yes. Mitch Moneypenny, you're a shite for sure, Aish.
Yeah. Let's see. Sickle damage. Mid-range deploy. Adding Ice Mammoth shields. Ice Mammoth spear and javelin.
Scorpion fishing rod?
Ice Mammoth. I'm still at the Ice Mammoth.
Ice
So
mammoth? Is that not like woolly mammoth?
we have the woolly one. We have the Colombian one. But now they're talking about Ice Mammoth. Plus Ice Mammoth shield. Ice Mammoth spear and javelin. We getting some materials from the Ice Mammoth, woolly mammoth, whatever, which you need to make a shield or a spear, javelin.
Think about it,
That's
right?
interesting.
When you
Indeed, Froggy.
when you
Ice
cut
Mammoth sounds like a boss fight, maybe.
possibly, yeah, good one. When you go to skin a mammoth, you always get the tusks, especially if it's a boss. You get the tusks.
Sometimes, not always. But yeah.
Well, yeah, but you get the tusks, and then you carry the tusks all the way back to your base and find out you can do fuck all with them.
Turn them into 10 crushed bone per tusk.
Yeah, I mean,
So 20,
like,
20 times normal bone.
Yeah, but I mean, you know the real size of a tusk.
Well, hey, apparently, according to Icarus, it fits in my pocket.
Right? But the point is, that crushed bone is not worth the effort of killing a woolly mammoth. It's worth the fun, but not the effort.
Yeah,
Right?
it's not worth the inventory slot taken up by a tusk.
Right.
But like I said,
Nor the weight.
I mean, I know I fit a lot in my pants, big objects, but this is a bit big even for me, an entire mammoth tusk.
Yeah, and
Somehow,
yeah, I mean, but the reality is that you kill a mammoth, you pick up the tusks, and you don't get any reward for it, and that's a really good way of using it for the shield and the spear and the javelin.
true. Although I'd say I rather not use a spear or a javelin made out of a mammoth tusk. I rather have a straight one, but okay.
Yeah, but it would make a really, really good bone shield.
That's what he said. I know, Froggy. I know.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not a banana. Okay, moving swiftly on, I'm going back to the scorpion fishing rod.
Yep.
Okay, does that mean it fishes round the corner?
I don't know, or
Froggy, are you sure?
Yeah. Banana would be jealous.
Sorry.
Anyway.
No, I'm just pleased to see you.
Scorpion. Don't give away. So yeah.
Yeah.
The scorpion fishing. So we have the crude, the normal, the wooden one. You have the refined wood. So we get a scorpion one, which I assume is going to give us some better stats or better percentages for specific fish types.
Is there a bone fishing rod?
No, there are a ton of lures though.
Yeah, I'm thinking of it. Yeah.
Why specific a scorpion fishing rod? I don't know. I do not know. I'm trying to think of something that would have a nice buff from Scorpion. one initially thinks poison, but
Yeah.
poison doesn't play any role in fishing.
No, however, the carapi are actually really, really strong. So maybe it just means you get an extremely strong fishing rod that you can
So
fish the bigger fish with.
increase fish size,
Increase
maybe.
the size, increase the durability.
Yeah, increase the size of fish you catch, like more chance of bigger fish. I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah. I mean, the amount of the
Okay.
number of fishing rods that we have right now is pretty low.
Two: the normal wood and
Yeah.
refined wood.
Yeah. So if we've got a scorpion fishing rod, then
Alright.
yeah,
Well,
maybe it would.
it is
Yeah.
future content, so we can't test it yet, unfortunately. But anyway,
No,
let
but
us
we could
continue, shall we?
speculate. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, let's continue. So, animation and early stage implementation of the Meteor VFX, Meteor events, UI elements added. So they're working on the Meteor thing. Good.
Yeah.
Added ability to add alterations to water containers within the purifiers.
Hmm.
So the purifier has fixed water containers, which you can add alterations to.
Oh, okay.
Okay, interesting. That would make, like the first bullet point in this future content, that you can input water skins and charcoal,
Hmm.
and it will fill containers within it. So you you need to craft water skins, and you need to grab those water skins and charcoal, and with that you make a tier 2 purifier. And those water skins you can add alterations to before or after crafting the tier 2 purifier. Something to that extent, I think.
Makes sense. Now here's the bummer. Disconnected for future use. Oh.
It is in the future content already, so yeah.
Yeah, too late.
Let's see.
We've got ice
Reset
cliffs.
up for Meteor.
Sorry, I was just going to ice cliffs, sculpting pass, and ice sheet. We've heard of the ice sheet before.
Yeah, I think this was mentioned last week in patch notes as well. Probably going to be like the southern part of the map of Prometheus, which is currently still black, which is to be filled in.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
So preset up for the Meteor, adding events and current audio, and there's a bit more coming later on, I believe, yeah, for the Meteor. Here, recipes, talents, and available meshes for the tier 1, 2, and tier 4 water purifier. So yeah, tier 4 water
Okay.
purifier.
What happened to tier 3?
Nothing. Biofuel. You don't want your drinking water contaminated with biofuel. Or at least I rather have it not. Fuel
True.
mileage may vary, but adding setup for biofuel cleaning device. So we get
That's
either we
why we
get
don't have a tier 3 purifier.
either we get clean biofuel, or this is the tier 3 variant of the cleaning device you use in Prometheus to clean
Yeah,
the
sulfur and
noxious
stuff.
crusts
Yeah.
and the red exotics,
Yeah.
and process the infected bark and stuff like that.
Yeah, it sounds more like that. Yeah.
The tier 3 variant, which
Yeah.
would mean that you wouldn't have to go to tier 4 to actually process red exotics. Although the tier 4 one is already slow, let alone the tier 3 one. Well, slow
Well,
to an extent, obviously, but
m-
yeah.
maybe maybe the tier 3 one, the biofuel one, only does the noxious crust and not the red exotics.
Well, if you have like the extractor or the tier 3 one, the biofuel one, and you have the tier 4, the electric one is faster than the biofuel one. The organic clean thingy for exotics, it takes like 2 minutes per.
Well, yeah, but
If
it
the
still
biofuel
means
one
that
could
you
take
can,
like 3 minutes per.
yeah, but it still means that you can run twice as many at the same time. One may take slightly longer, but at least you can still
True.
run it.
Yeah, you don't have to go to. Well, you still have to go to tier 4 anyway for the minor thingy for the
Yeah,
exotics.
but it just means you can start
But
that process earlier. So
no,
you can get more sulfur, you can get more silica from
yeah,
the noxious crust, and leave the exotics to tier 4. That would make sense, right?
yeah, but like you don't get that many noxious crust anyway.
Wow.
But yeah, hey, tier 3 one,
If you
slower
if you
work
kill
on
it, if you
biofuel.
yeah,
Why
if
not?
you kill enough drifters, you get plenty noxious crust.
Yeah, but you're gonna be running back and forth to kill the drifters all the time. That's gonna be become
Yeah,
a grind as well. But
yeah, but
well, at the
it's an
tier
easy resource.
easy resource is easier to just find the deep vein and put an extractor on.
Yeah, but that's slow.
Yeah, but not that much slower than killing the drifters all the time.
Well,
So you have to
in that
prepare
case,
your
you get
bow. You
three
have to
resources.
craft a ton of arrows. Because you rarely get your arrow back.
Well, yeah, because they
Anyway,
explode.
add second shield sockets to be able to offset the largest shields in third person to be away from the face during the active pose. Largest shield is in the tier 4 composite shield. Man, I'm telling ya, if I'm riding my MOA with that shield on my back and I go to third person mode, it looks like I'm about to take off and fly away, man.
Yeah, well,
Because like the shield is horizontal, sticks out both sides. It's like, man, if I jump off a cliff, I can use it as a parachute.
yeah, yeah. It looks like you're wearing a wing.
Yeah.
It
But
would
yeah,
make it would make
to
no
be
sense if
away
it was
from
up
the
and
face
down, but
during
then
the
you're
active
just a
pose.
mobile shield.
Anyway, updated visuals for the biolab. It's been a while since the biolab has been mentioned in patch notes.
Hmm.
It's so long ago, I don't even recall what it's going to be used for anymore.
Not me neither.
I'd have to check
That
all
was
the
at
patch notes.
least 2 or 3 patch notes away, wasn't it?
2 or 3 weeks, 2 or 3 months. It's been a long time since the biolab was mentioned.
I'm sure
Like
it was mentioned.
proper info on biolab. At some point, they said like they kind of abandoned-ish the whole biolab principle.
I think they maybe just kind of like postponed it for a little bit and come back to it. No, I don't feel it was that long ago.
That there was
Maybe 3 4
actually
weeks.
actual useful info on biolab.
Well, the last time it was mentioned.
And last I mentioned, I don't know, maybe like, hey, we're gonna continue working on the biolab. Yeah, sure. I still don't know nothing about the biolab.
Yeah.
Like actual info, what they were intended to use a biolab for, it has been a long time ago.
Mm-hmm.
I was kind of
Okay.
hoping you would still remember, but
No.
oh well, so be it.
Well, yeah, I'm going on like mentionables, not useful information.
Anyway, let's see more. Okay, zero quotes, adding post process blend to meet your event, skills based on time of day, adding meteor impact sounds and echoes and events to be adjusted to fit once visuals are in. First they did the second pass, and then they did the first pass for the VFX. Makes sense. Blocked out the new cave network. I see yellow quote on Prometheus. Yeah, see, it's definitely new. So it's definitely going to be the new part. It's still black part of the map. Definitely.
Yeah. That we have no access to at the moment.
Because it's actually out of bounds.
Yeah.
And it is kind of hard to get there when it's out of bounds.
Yeah, well, you can only get so far before you die, and then your stuff is left behind the
I'm not
wall that you
saying
can't
it's
get back to.
impossible. I'm not saying it's impossible. I'm saying it's very hard and not something you can normally do in game.
Yeah. Okay, watch your eyes, peeps. I'm scrolling back up.
Anyway, that's the patch notes done.
For this week, yes.
I'd say
And
we take a quick break and we go for some gameplay.
uh-huh.
Start
Come
out in
back at
styx so you can see the Tusker. And then move on to Prometheus to grab a couple of nice trophies there as well.
So we'll come back at what, 20? Can we come back at 20 past?
Yeah, 12 minutes, 11 minutes for now.
Okay.
Going to try and fight the ice mammoth. Find the ice mammoth. It's ice mammoth as such is not in the game yet, is it? It's in
No, that
future
was
content.
future. Yeah.
So the ice mammoth as such is not in the game yet, Froggy. Sorry. Otherwise, we could have.
Although we could see if we can find a desert mammoth, which has been changed name to Colombian mammoth, I believe.
It's another tease indeed, Froggy. We could try. I have mounts on the Styx open world. So
Okay.
can take a couple of mounts, and then we can run towards the desert.
Sounds good. Alrighty. So we will be back at 20 past the hour, whatever hour you have.
So about 10 minutes from now.
Yeah. Sorry, I have a frog in my throat. Hang on.
Sorry, Froggy, you're in Echo's throat. Go away.
Yeah, sorry. Okay. We will be back in 10 minutes for the subsequent gameplay. Until then, it's good night from me.
And good night from her.
And we will see you in 10 minutes very shortly. And remember, peeps, it is a dangerous world out there, so please take care of yourselves and each other. Good night.